No work is prepared yet.
You need to try and pick off the units as. Look at the shields on the mark.
Oh my God, the ball's gonna take him.
Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is HD.
And this is Pain User.
And we are back for game number 2 between Millennium's LaLuSh and Dignitas Select. And this is game 2 on none other than one of the biggest maps in the ladder pool. It is Crevasse. This map is huge. And I can't help but think, are we going to see a long Zerg versus Terran here? Remember guys, LaLuSh is down one game and in what seemed to be, to me at least, a pretty one-sided Terran stomp fest.
Yeah, I mean, Select was just looking absolutely phenomenal with his marine control. His decision making was so smart, sneaking around the back, picking off so many drones, forcing Zerglings the entire game. I mean, he just stayed on top of LaLuSh from the get-go and, drove it home. So you got to hand it to Select. That first game looked great, and I'm going to go ahead and jump out on a limb here and throw out a little prediction for Select 2-0ing. What do you think?
You think Select is going to 2-0?
I think he might indeed.
Right,
Just judging from that last game, he looked so good right there. LaLuSh was hanging in there, but, Select just looked absolutely amazing.
Okay, what's the spread, Pain User?
I don't know. Maybe 2-1, 3-1, 4-1.
4-1?
I'll take 4-1 on Select.
All right, we're gonna put down StarCraft dollars here on the line.
Oh, we're totally putting down real dollars. But
oh no.
on the air, we're putting on StarCraft dollars.
Yes, we can't actually bet yet, at least. So, anyways, LaLuSh is moving out across the map.
We're totally kidding, by the way, guys. We would never bet on our own games that
I know,
we're
right?
casting.
We're gonna get like 50,000 people messaging us. Oh my God, you're betting on StarCraft?
Well, no, we are actually kidding, though. Anyways,
No, we're not.
there is a pair coming up in Select's base, and he is not going to go with the 2 racks this game. He's just going to go with a single racks, and oh my goodness, he's going with gas as well. So we are going to see an early factory out of Select, and this is something that he doesn't usually do. Select almost always opens with that 2 racks build. I think the distance, on this map definitely makes sense that he would be doing something like that, not going for that racks or the dual racks play immediately.
Yeah, I think the distance on the map definitely deters any kind of early marine rush because, I mean, just look at the mini-map. We have this little square which shows your field of vision, and then it's like 6 or 7 squares away for those marines to walk a distance. So it's actually quite a ways, and 2-raxing could probably not exactly the most optimal build, so to say. LaLuSh here is stealing the gas quite well, realizing that the Terran player opened up with 1 barracks into factory. It's actually really nice that he's stolen this gas because this is going to delay the gas just a little bit more for Select until we can get a 3rd or 4th Marine working down that geyser. And back at the main, LaLuSh is just playing the good old macro game.
Indeed he is. He's also playing the good old repeatedly steal your gas until it drives you insane game that you have, well, I have seen a lot of Zerg players use. They've used it against me as well, and it is quite annoying. It generally forces you down some sort of a quick expand build, delays that 2nd gas should you want to take it. It can just be frustrating in general. It gives them a lot of added scouting information. For instance, he knows there's only 2 Marines out right now, that at least that are attacking that refinery. So he knows that, or extractor rather, so he knows that he did not immediately add a tech lab or a reactor onto the barracks. He knows that 2 Marines were produced first, and he might be able to cancel. No, he is going to finish that, and it will go down. But we do have reactor Hellions being produced here, and that Ling is going to come in and see everything. Also going to get into the natural and get the timing on the expansion. It might even be able to kill that SCV. No. Select will ward this off, or kill it rather, with the first 2 Hellions, and he is going to look to do some harassment. No, he is not going to continue to build Hellions. He is actually going to lift that factory off, so only making 2 Hellions, and I find this pretty interesting.
Yeah, this is kind of a weird build. Why go for the factory if you're only going to make a couple of Hellions unless you're getting like a Nitro pack upgrade or something?
Whoa.
Now cancels the add-on on the factory. What is going on here? Select almost not being able to make up his mind. Meanwhile, the Hellions are deterred from getting inside the main because Queens side by side along with the rocks, that is an impenetrable wall for Hellions any day. And Select here, I think, is just going to play a standard Marine tank game from here on out. I'm just curious why he hasn't built a tech lab yet.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what his plans for this factory are. He has not made a single extra Hellion. It looks like he is going to continue to repair the Hellions that he does have out on the field. They are giving him quite a bit of map information. And, ooh, he is going for a very quick starport here and a reactor on the factory. Look to see him swap that with the starport and get double medevacs out immediately. We do also have Stim on the way, so he is going to go for a very early, very aggressive Marine drop. And, you know, whether or not this works is really going to come down to whether or not LaLuSh smells it coming and decides to make some extra units. Right now, really no units to speak of, but keep in mind that drop won't be coming for quite a bit.
Well, you know, LaLuSh is really going to have to get to Lair really fast because he's going to want Spire in order to have Mutalisk to hit those dropships.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's probably one of the most important things about being able to deal with drops, especially on a map this big. You need good map presence, and Mutalisks are what provides you that. Yeah, SeleCT is going to be going for drops here, and I hope my StarCraft dollars, I mean, they're on the line. I hope those drops aren't successful, but we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah, we will see exactly what happens. Stim will be done by that time. Combat shields will probably have been started, but the question is how is SeleCT gonna find an avenue into LaLuSh's base? We do have overlords spread out in all the proper places on the map. I suppose there is one small avenue where he could sneak in there, but you know, it would have to, oh, and SeleCT might be able to hit that avenue. No, he is gonna run directly into that first overlord. They are gonna get spotted immediately, although LaLuSh might have been busy dealing with that Xel'Naga tower, but SeleCT is also gonna run into some overlords over here on the left side, and he is not gonna want to see those, but they are gonna see him, and he is gonna be forced into a drop situation here, and LaLuSh has troops ready and waiting, so SeleCT's build opener largely not effective.
Yeah, the hills have eyes here. That's the overlords, and the dropships here are gonna unload regardless. LaLuSh getting a good surround with his links, but he may not have enough to break this. He's gonna need Banelings or Infestors really quickly to deal with this because he just doesn't have a Spire yet, so he really needs, yeah, he has Banelings on the way right now, but he's gonna lose his Infestation Pit. A pretty big loss right here because he will not be able to go into Infestor technology or get those upgrades early on. We'll have to rely on purely Banelings to deal with these dropships, and no mutas, no infestors. These dropships are going to have a heyday inside the main of LaLuSh.
Yeah, they are indeed. SeleCT really needs to make something happen here. He is, however, doing a pretty considerable amount of damage in terms of making LaLuSh build tons of units. LaLuSh is overproducing on units right now, just now starting to rebuild drones, but SeleCT is already equal on harvester count, so he has forced so many combat units. He also denied that infestation pit, so getting quite a bit out of this drop. 6 more roaches and 2 more links queued up, and SeleCT just being ever so annoying with these dropships floating around the outside of the bases. It looks like he's gonna fake a drop here at the natural and pick up those Marines outside the third, but he does have a Viking incoming right now at that drop at the third, and he's gonna clear out some of those overlords between the two bases, so he can
like
drop again if need be.
I like that. That's very MMA-esque, bringing in the Vikings to pick off the eyes in the map, and that's going to allow the dropships to have undetected, well, basically they can't be detected as they move into drop at future points in this game. So it's really, really smart. It's something that MMA does very well, and SeleCT is obviously keen on doing this game around. He just wants to make sure that all the overlords are down. And back in the main, what do we have going on for SeleCT? Another command center, another factory getting added on. I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing some Marine tanks pretty soon. He doesn't have tank upgrades yet, and he's going for armory, so maybe he's just going to go really quickly into Thors.
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. SeleCT does love him some Thors. We might see some Thors out of SeleCT, but there are no mutas on the field, and there is no indication of a Spire just yet, so... you know, SeleCT might not get Thors at this very moment. Probably going to get some tanks out. If he does get some Thors, probably just getting them as a primary tank unit. You know, tanks are going to be the primary damage dealers, and he is taking his third now. It looks like it is getting blocked a little bit by some creep. That overlord will get taken out, and he will land this third very soon here, very shortly. And we do have a double drop looking to find its mark somewhere as Select keeps patrolling around the Zerg base with his Medivacs, and it looks like he is gonna find a hole in the main right now.
Yep.
Gonna go after that queen, and it will get pretty low, but he's not gonna manage to kill anything.
Almost got the queen right there, but not quite. The queen got out with about 27 hit points. And Select, you're right, he is just kind of maneuvering around the map right now. He's trying to layer down his drops wherever possible, but you know, LaLuSh is doing a pretty respectable job of not allowing his mineral line to get harassed by these dropships, despite the fact that he has no anti-air, save a single infestor. Now, he has creeped out pretty far, and it almost looks like he's gearing up to make an attack happen against Select. Select, his Marines have 1-1, so his Marines are decently upgraded. Banelings are being made right now, and a scan goes down. LaLuSh wants to hit a good fungal growth, but Select, ever the wise Terran, is just splitting his Marines apart and keeping them away from AoE effects.
Yeah, Select, one of the players that is so great at, you know, manipulating his Marines, spreading them out pre-fight, post-fight, during fight. I mean, his micro is just phenomenal. He is such a solid player in that regard, and look at his tank spread, just working around this third right here, and it looks like he will be dropping multiple places at the same time. We do have a drop coming into the match right here.
God.
But oh, it gets fungled right away, and all those Marines will get taken out as well.
I like how he unloaded some of the Marines to kill off some Banelings, though, because he knew it was a lost cause regardless. And now on the other side of the map, Select trying to lay down some Marines, not going to be able to do much, and LaLuSh pushing in here with a lot of roaches and infestors, cleaning Select's army in the middle. LaLuSh here doing some pretty good damage, but the reinforcements arrive, and that's going to force LaLuSh back. He loses both of his infestors. Really big loss there. I was hoping he would be able to get his infestors out of there. And oh my god, I should have bet on the other player.
Yeah, obviously not enough from LaLuSh. Actually, he's doing surprisingly well towards the end of this
Kind of like a tug of war,
Select
man.
will be able to survive this push, however. He will be able to recuperate, although, you know, LaLuSh really needs to get out of this infestor roach stage. As Select continues to add siege tanks, he will be in a better position, but he gets caught out of siege, and LaLuSh is going to be able to come through here with all these roaches, killing a few more tanks, but Select units with their upgrades able to push them back. So very impressive from Select, and look to see him take this game on the offensive very soon here.
I would love to see him push out and maybe pop a couple of these overlords, because they're just kind of laying here and not doing much. And they're very wide open for the pickings right now, and Select is going to do exactly that. He really doesn't want to have creep right in front of his base. It's never a good situation, you know? So also Select going to be hitting the 4th hatchery going up here. I like this. It's going to distract the Zerg player, and he's going to have to split his army apart. What's he going to do? Is he going to let the hatchery die? And 4 drones as well, adding a little bit more of a prize for Select. I don't know what's going on, Pain User, but there's a big attack coming in here, and the Marines getting fungled. LaLuSh trying to break the tank line. I don't know if he has enough roaches to do it, though, and Select gonna hold once again.
Yeah, Select will most definitely hold here. LaLuSh doing his best to reinforce, pulling in units from all over, scrambling, but as these creep tumors get taken out, and oh my god, the tanks just blasting away, having a field day. A little bit of target practice for that squad of tanks, just taking out so many Zerg units, and not even losing a single Marine right there. LaLuSh completely turned around. He is now on his back foot. He is scrambling to stay alive. The supplies are at 150 to 196, and Select is finally running away with this game.
You know what that tank firing line reminds me of, Pain User? It reminds me of Braveheart, when all those artillery guys are in the back and the guys just says, "Fire!" and they all launch their cannons.
Bring me archers. But sir, won't we hit our own men? Yes, but we'll hit theirs as well. It's a great line.
That's the thing about the tanks, man. They will actually hit your own units, too.
Well, hopefully the tanks weren't shooting at the Marines on purpose there, like in Braveheart.
Like how the tank was shooting the rocks on purpose.
Yep, that was Select's doing though, and Select able to take game 2. Sorry, we got a little off track there at the end, but Select was very, very far ahead. He was convincingly taking that game down. So congratulations to Select. He's going to be moving on to winners round 3. And wow, what a clean game out of him. I thought he was going to be put on his back foot there once he lost that initial battle, but able to bring it back and slow push his way across the left side of the map right into LaLuSh's face.
Yeah, right into the face it was. It's like a melt face game there. Select taking both games very easily. And I hope you guys enjoyed that broadcast. I'm going to go ahead and steal this line from you, Pain User, because I've never done it before.
All you, baby.
All right. If you guys want to check us out, make sure to check us out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Justin TV. Am I forgetting anything?
You got it.
All right. And make sure to check us out. Actually, we have some links down in the bottom left. Check those out. And, of course, Pain User.
Yeah, if you guys make sure if you check out those social media links, Twitter, YouTube, Justin TV, Facebook, make sure to go to IGN Pro League. So any of those websites, .com/IGN Pro League, and be sure to check me out at www.twitter.com/PainUser. If you enjoyed our casts, I'll be posting when we go live, StarCraft 2 related stuff, and you can check HD out at
youtube.com/HD StarCraft. Man, I knew I would mess that up, but always good to have a co-caster with me. That's it for us, guys. Stay tuned. That was Winners Round 2 of IPL.